So I kind of moseyed around for a few days, and I got a call from a very old friend. And the first thing I said to him was, I'm not interested in any business opportunity, but thank you. He laughed, and you know what he said? He said, I'm not calling you about that. I'm calling to invite you to a course that I'm doing. It's been really great for me, and I'm learning a lot about myself. I think you'd enjoy it, Harv. I said, what kind of course? He said, it's a personal development course. I looked up to the sky, and the sky said to me, Harv, you have nothing to lose. You need to do something different. You need to shake it up a bit. So I went. And I'll tell you what, that decision transformed my life. Because it was actually the very first time I really looked in what I call the inner mirror. I looked in the inner mirror. I examined my thoughts, my beliefs, my character, and my habits. And you know what? I didn't like what I saw. I saw an angry, frustrated, disappointed, jaded, egotistical young man who thought he knew more than he really knew, as evidenced by the results in his world. I saw that my mindset was actually set for failure and struggle instead of success. I saw that my character that I was so proud of, well, it had some huge flaws in it. And I saw that my habits were not overly positive and were extremely unproductive. And the biggest thing I saw was that the one and only reason I had not been successful is not because of the businesses I chose, and not because of the suppliers that I had, and not because of the partners I got involved with. It was because of me. Me. I was the cause of it all. You see, I finally understood what I now teach to everyone, that your thoughts, listen closely please, your thoughts, they lead to your feelings, which then lead to your actions, and all that leads to your results. See, I had a bad case of stinking thinking, but I didn't know it at the time. And I didn't know that it had infected my entire world. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I vowed that I would change. I would change that. And I began devoting almost full time to working on myself and making the internal changes necessary. And guess what happened? As I grew, I recognized that my money grew. And I realized that your business and your money can only grow to the extent and the level and the height that you as a person do. I realized that you are the root. You are the root cause of success, mediocrity, or failure in your life. I realized that for better or for worse, I created my life as it is, and there is no one to blame for anything. In short, I finally took, for the first time, full responsibility for my results and my life. And instead of making me feel bad, guess what? I finally felt free, because I really understood that if I can create my life, and I do create my life, I can change my life and create a new life. And you know what? I did. And so can you. It all starts and it all ends with you. Who are you? Your thoughts, your character, your habits. You know, let me give you a quick example, a quick story about this. You know, I have a son, Jesse. He's an amazing young man. And when he was in college, it was interesting. First year of college, I mean, he was always a very sharp kid, but as you might know, sharp kids don't always apply themselves fully. And so even through all of high school and all of school actually, my daughter Maddie, she was always getting the straight A's and everything. She worked really hard. Jesse, you know, closer to the B's and some C's, and didn't work all that hard. He had other interests. He was a star soccer player, football player, had a lot of friends, and was having a good time. I couldn't fault him for that, okay? But first year of college comes up, and he's in university, and I see his first semester marks, and I go, Jess, these marks are not good. I mean, in fact, they're pretty bad. And he goes, yeah, well, and I knew he was first year college, come on, having some drinks, meeting a bunch of friends, girls, and the whole bit, partying out of the house, come on. But the marks, he wasn't being successful. And it bothered me because it had been going on for quite some time, his whole school life. And I was concerned. And I was concerned not because of school, I was concerned about his future. And so I said something to him. And I said to something that I guess he resonated with. Because you know what? He always wanted to be highly, highly successful. And why not? Very rich. And so I said, Jess, you want to be rich, right? And he said, absolutely, of course. I said, you want to be successful? He says, of course. And I said, guess what? That's not going to happen for you. You're probably, if you get rich, it's going to take you a long, long, long time to do so. You might be in your 50s, your 60s. He goes, what are you talking about, Dad? I'm gonna get rich in my 30s, in my 20s. Not a chance. Jess, I have well over 1 million students even then. I teach all over the world. I've seen your style. I've seen people like you, exactly like you. You're my son and I love you. But here's the reason you're not going to get rich. You're not going to get rich because you don't have rich habits. You're not going to be successful because you don't have success habits. You have the opposite of success habits. You have unsuccess habits. You could have heard a pin drop. As I said, he's a great kid, and he was always very respectful. But he has his own way. And he said to me, Dad, you're right. I said, because if you can't be successful in what you're doing right now, which happens to be your school, why do you think you'll be successful later on? If the habits that you have are not producing success now, those habits are just going to become stronger, and they will not produce success later either. Okay, let's fast forward again. The next semester, he applied himself. He began studying. He began doing the work. He changed his habits on his own. He got a 4.0 average, which for those of you who don't know is extremely good. And he made the dean's list. And you know what? As it is today, he's already well on his way now to becoming a millionaire on his own. Why? He has great, great success habits. So bottom line, for your business to get better, you have to get better. For your money to grow, guess what? You have to grow. You have to grow yourself. In short, Harv believed it was all about getting into the right business. Rich Harv knows for certain it's all about the right you. You are the root of your success. One more tiny example. The right business, the right vehicle, that's the race car. But the race car cannot win by itself. And you can have the best race car on the planet. But if someone's a bad driver, if you're not a good driver, it's over. You've got to have a great race car, but you better be a great driver. Understand? Both have to be in place. Here's a declaration for you. I am the root of my success. Please repeat that with me. I am the root of my success. Give yourself a high five and say, I'm amazing. Okay. Are you ready for number 5? All right, you guys are doing great. I'm excited because I'm hoping a lot of these things, they seem so obvious. They're common sense, right? You know what's really the least common thing in the world? Common sense. Number 5, to get paid the best, you must be the best. Well, of course, we all know this principle is true in sports. For the most part, the best players, well, they get paid and they earn the most money, right? Well, most people know Tiger Woods, he was the best golfer in the world and he made the most money. It's very simple. When Rory McIlroy, I don't know if you know him, he just a couple of years ago, he became the #1 player. He got a $100 million contract. I mean, these guys and they win all their tournaments. They make a fortune. Basketball, there's a fellow by the name of LeBron James. He's the best player. He makes the most money. And here's an interesting one. There's only a tiny difference between a baseball player batting an average of what they call 250. That means he gets a hit 1 out of every 4 times he's at bat. Between 250 and 300, the difference between 250 and 300 is the difference between earning 1 million a year and 10 million a year. So we all know that in sports, how good you are at what you do pretty well determines your income. But for some reason, we think that in business, this just doesn't apply. It just doesn't matter. Again, in my live seminars, I often ask people, how good are you at what you do? Not just the technician part, but all of your business in general. And then I say to them, you know what? The easiest way, if you really want to know how good you are at what you do, is simple. Look at your paycheck. Look at your income. That's going to tell you for sure. And again, the room usually goes completely silent. See, the fact is, most people have never made being the absolute best in their specific business, and in business in general, a huge priority. So I'm going to ask you, how good is your product? How good is your service? Mostly, how good are you in your specific business and business practices and strategies in general? Have you heard of a gentleman, an author by the name of Malcolm Gladwell? In his best-selling book called Outliers, that book looked at the commonality among the most successful people in the world. And what his research found was that it took at least, listen closely now, 10,000 hours of practice to become a master in each and every arena he researched. Meaning that people actually trained and practiced and learned for 10,000 hours before their mastery actually set in. So how about you? How many hours do you train in your arena, in your field? How many hours do you practice your craft? How many hours do you study business and learn? Well, Tiger Woods trains at least 6 hours a day. LeBron James, well, he practices and watches film at least 6 to 8 hours a day. And this is on top of their actual playing time in the evening for them. Let me ask you this. How long does an Olympic athlete, have to train before coming in, let's say, last place, let alone winning a gold medal at the Olympics? I don't know. You tell me, is it 6 hours a day for 5 years straight? Probably at least. Again, how much attention are you giving to becoming the absolute best? I said the best in your field, and the best in your business, and the best in business in general. As I teach around the world, students constantly come up to me and they ask, oh, Harv, how can I become a great trainer? And I know they also usually mean rich trainer. And so I answer, well, I would, if I was you, I would take our Train the Trainer program. And I would also volunteer to assist at the event so you can see how the business is run. They go, well, I don't really have time to do all that. I say 2 words. I love you, but you're broke. I'm pretty famous for saying that. I always say you're broke to people who are not willing to do what it takes to succeed, because they're broke now and they always will be broke. So what I mean is there's not a chance in heck that these people will ever succeed, because, as I said, they're not willing to do what it takes to be great at what they do, let alone the best at what they do. Funny, a lot of people, when they do the courses live, they say, wow, Harv, you're one of the, and again with humility, you're one of the best trainers on the planet. You're just naturally gifted at this. And I said, it's funny to me, because they never ask about the dozens of times that I volunteered and supported other people's programs when I first got started. They never ask about the fact that I studied accelerated learning technologies, super learning, for years and years and years. They never talk about the fact that I took acting lessons, I took voice coaching, I studied other people's courses, took notes. I took, and I still take notes at shows and concerts that I attend. Oh, look, Madonna's sitting down in the front of the stage now, and look how she quieted down, how she's got her hand on her heart. I take notes on all that, you know? They never ask about the hours and the days that I spent in front of a mirror practicing. And they never ask about the fact that I actually read many books on writing and communicating and editing. Do you get it? Do you get it? How good are you at what you do? How good a business person are you? Well, again, look at your paycheck. Look at your income. Do you want it to be bigger? Do you want it to be better? Then you be better. In fact, you need to be the best. So T.Harv, well, he just winged it and he hoped for the best. Rich Harv studies, trains, and practices in an attempt to actually be the best. Be the best. So here's your declaration. And if you do this, by the way, if you do this, your life will change. Because not only will you make more money, not only will you be more respected, not only will you win all the awards if that's what your interest is, but you will feel great about yourself. You will feel great that you are all about excellence and that you're the best. You worked at it and you made it. You did whatever it takes. So your declaration is this: I am the best in the world at my business. I am the best in the world at my business. You're repeating that, right? Now, give yourself a high five and say, I'm amazing. Okay, so now let's put all of this together into what I call the ultimate business success formula. I want you to imagine a kind of an upside down triangle, okay? So, you know, it's up here and it kind of goes down to a point on the bottom. And on one side of the top corner, I want you to describe that. I want you to mark that, label it as RV. RV. And on the other side of the top, I want you to label that as RK. RK. And on the very bottom, on the point, I want you to label that as RY. RY. So what do these stand for? Okay? Can you guess? All right, I'm going to tell you. Here we go. RV stands for right vehicle at the right time. RK, well, that stands for the right knowledge. And RY, well, that stands for the right you. So, no question about it. For sure, you're going to need the right vehicle at the right time. Okay? We all probably agree with that. Now, RK, this is actually broken up into two elements. It's broken up into knowledge, of business-specific knowledge, meaning your specific field or your industry. So, if, for example, if you sell, I don't know, pies, what do you know about making and selling pies? And the other part of this is what we call business in general business knowledge, meaning business practices and strategies that are the same and used in pretty well any and every business, regardless of the field, product, or service, okay? All right. And then, of course, we have on the bottom, on the very bottom root here, what do we have? RY, the right you. You are the base, the foundation. You are the glue, the right you is the glue that holds this all together. Now, here's the thing. You absolutely need, in all my experience, this is what I know to be true, you absolutely need every single part. If you miss any one of these parts, you will struggle. The problem, of course, is that most people aren't just missing one part, one element, they're missing or lacking in all of them. And then they wonder why they're not earning what they want. There's no wonder. When you get all the parts of this formula into place, guess what? You will succeed, and you will most likely become rich. It's as simple as that. It seems to me that there's quite a few decent programs and courses out there on RY, on the right U. It's a pretty popular area. But it also seems to me that there's not that much that I've seen in street smart, I repeat, street smart information and knowledge out there on the other two parts. Finding the right vehicle and having and getting the right knowledge, business knowledge that actually works. You know, of course you can get a business degree from school, but you know what? If you ask most people, chances are they don't use too much of that in the real world. So let me ask you this. Are you an expert in marketing? Are you an expert in negotiations? Are you an expert in getting financing? Are you an expert in finding today's hottest new businesses and niches? Are you an expert in systemizing and duplicating? In short, do you know how to do business in a way that can actually create wealth instead of just earning a living? You know what? For most people, the answer is painfully obvious, and the answer is no. So what to do? What to do? What to do? Learn it! Learn it! We just talked about being the best. We just talked about the training. We just talked about how much time and energy other people put into their arenas. Learn it! Like playing piano or golf or tennis. Business is a learnable skill. Let me say that again, please. Business is a learnable skill. Nobody I know, nobody comes out of the womb a business expert. Everyone has to learn how to do it. And even in my book, Secrets to the Millionaire Mind, I say, every master was once a disaster. What that means is that everyone who is great at something now was once terrible at it. When they first started, they didn't know what they were doing, but they learned. They learned to succeed. And that's what I did. But one caveat. If you're going to learn things, you do have to make sure you learn the right things. The things that actually make the difference between becoming rich and staying broke. The difference between having a successful, thriving, fun-filled business and struggling. And that's why I created a program called $1 Million Business Secrets. How to create wealth in any business you choose in 3 years or less. Again, if you just want to earn a living, I love you, but you know what? You're better off learning from somebody else. I'll tell you that right now. We're just not a fit, and that's okay. But if you truly want to create wealth in your life, and you are willing to do what it takes, then this is the only, I repeat, the only program I know that is specifically designed to teach you step by step how to create wealth in your own business. So I have a simple philosophy, and the philosophy is this. If you're going to work hard anyways, you might as well get rich, and the quicker the better. And if that resonates with you, then this program is going to be a life changer. So is it okay if I take a moment to explain a little bit about what you're going to learn, and then I have a very, very, very special opportunity for you at the end? Okay? All right, thank you for your permission. So here's just some of what you're going to learn in this program. The program actually has 4 parts. How many parts? 4 parts. And by the way, each of these parts could really be its own seminar by itself. But since you definitely need all 4, we just put them all together into one program. The first part of this is actually called Guerrilla Wealth Tactics. Here, you're going to learn exactly how to turn your business into an automatic money machine and set yourself up, like myself, for a lifetime of passive income. You're going to also learn a step-by-step method to sell your business, like I have several times, if you want to, for millions and millions, and hopefully millions and millions and millions of bills and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Next, you're going to learn my street smart financing methods, how to get the startup or operating capital you need whenever you need it. And I'm going to show you exactly how I personally have raised from anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 over and over and over again without asking anybody to finance anything. In addition, I'm going to teach you how to make money. I'm going to teach you. I'm laughing because people are like freaked out when I teach this. I'm going to teach you how to make money, earn money while you're raising money. Okay? I like to say, I promise you're going to be blown away when you hear this. In this section, you're also going to learn a single move, one move that is the fastest and simplest way to double, triple, or even quadruple your income and your profits in your business. One single move. Plus, you're going to learn dozens of others guerrilla business tactics and street smart shortcuts that will make you rich quickly if you follow what I teach you. Okay? That's a bit of a caveat, isn't it? You got to do what I ask you to do. It's very simple. And by the way, I'm about as simple as you can get, because remember I told you I left college after first year. So I don't have the most extensive vocabulary. I'm not all about this complicated stuff. And I just need to keep it simple for myself. And I love simple because simple is usable. Complicated, that's interesting. But I'll take usable any day of the week. Okay. Now, the next part of this $1 Million Business Secrets program is called, one of my favorites, The Secrets of Negotiations. Here you will learn the secrets of street smart negotiations. These are strategies that actually work in the real world and will save and make you tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in business and in everyday life, even when you're just shopping. Now, I'll give you a little example of a story that my assistant actually wanted me to include in all my teachings, because she was blown away by it herself. So here she is. My assistant was dealing with a hotel in Huntington Beach, and we were gonna have a seminar there, Huntington Beach, California. And she dealt with them, and they wouldn't come off of their $24,000 a day for the conference room. When I called them, I got it for $6,000, not $24,000, $6,000 a day. By the way, they wanted, when they talked to her, every student was going to pay $16 a day for parking. By the time I spoke to them, our students, $4 a day, $4 a day. And so, you need to know my assistant had dealt with them for 2 weeks and probably on the phone with them for a total of 3-4 hours, maybe. Do you know how long I was on the phone with them? I am not kidding you. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And all I used was a totally amazing 7-word strategy that you're going to learn in this program. And I'll tell you, it's powerful. And I want to say this right now. Always, 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 when it comes to negotiation, we believe in win, 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 okay? Win, win. You never take advantage of people. You will have the tools to do that, but you're not allowed to do that, period. People need to want to do this with you. And I'll say this again and again and again. I'm going to say this right now. People don't realize that in business, you're always negotiating. You're always negotiating, at least you should be. And if you're a poor negotiator, you're going to spend a fortune extra. If you're a good negotiator, you're going to save a fortune. And if you're a great negotiator, you will make a fortune. Negotiation is a critical skill, and it's learnable. In $1 Million Business Secrets, you're going to learn the 14 most powerful, most effective, most enlightened negotiation techniques in existence. And again, I'm going to harp on this. I apologize, but it's important to me. I say enlightened because when I teach this part live, I usually actually have all the participants raise their hand and agree they will only use these techniques for the good, never to harm others, only to create win-win arrangements where both parties are happy. And if you're getting the program, I would like to assume, please, that you are agreeing to that too. You're going to see these are very, very powerful techniques. They work in the real world. And you need to be a good person and make sure that your counterpart that you're dealing with, the other party, is happy as well. And this is important. I'm going to teach you this in the program. This is important. Why do you want your counterpart happy? Why do you want the other party happy? Do you know the answer? Why? Because you're a good person, of course, but so that they're happy, so that they want to continue to do business with you. One of the most costly things in business is to get new suppliers, new customers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you've got someone that's working with you, you want them keeping working with you. You want them to be happy. You want them to favor you. When they don't have enough of the supply, whatever it is, you don't want them to go, oh, that guy, he bled me to death on the negotiation. I don't want to give them anything. You want them to go, I love them. They were so fair. And I'm going to be, I don't know if I should tell you this. There are so many times when I'm in a negotiation and I've got the person so low, that I go back and I go, you know what? This isn't going to work. And they go, oh no, come on. I'm at my rock bottom. I go, I know you're not just at rock bottom, you're below your rock bottom. I don't think this can work for you. And they go, what do you mean? I think we're too low now. I think I should pay you a bit more than that. And you got to have got to earn a bit of money so you can keep your business going. I want you to be happy. Do you know how happy they are? Do you know if they have to dive over the moon to help me out, they're going to do it? Because I was the one who suggested that we give them more. All right, next section. Now, again, in our seminars, I always ask this question. And the question I ask is, what business are you in? And I ask people to call out, and they all call out, real estate, computers, travel, accounting, massage, dog walking, all these different things. And then I yell, guess what? You are all in one business. One business. That business is marketing. You are all in the marketing business offering XYZ product or service. And this is the same, by the way, if you're even in a job. You are marketing your services to your employer. Howard Ruff, one of the wealthiest people in history, he said this. He said, if I could only teach my children one thing, it would be the skill of marketing. For with that skill, they could be successful in anything they chose. And this, my friends, is the third part of $1 Million Business Secrets. The third part is dedicated to teaching you the ultimate marketing strategy, where you will learn a step-by-step system to become a marketing genius in 1.5 hours flat. I know, I'm not kidding you. You could spend a lifetime trying to become a good marketer, or you can listen to this part of the program. For in it, I will teach you exactly how I've brought in not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, not millions, not even tens of millions, but hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into my businesses. And you know what? It's not complicated. It's simple, and that's why it works. It works for any business, anywhere. It will work for you, and you'll be able to utilize it in your business the minute you finish learning it. All I can tell you for sure is that this is one of the keys to my riches. Good or good. Okay. The fourth part of the program is called How to Generate $1 Million Ideas Every 60 Seconds. Here you're going to find out, you're going to learn and how to find and create dozens of sizzling hot business opportunities, any of which can make you rich. Again, this strategy works anytime, anywhere, in any industry, in any economy. Remember the importance, as we said earlier, of having the right vehicle, RV, the right vehicle at the right time. People are getting really rich right now, really rich right this minute, offering new high demand products and services that are booming again right now. And the idea is for you to cash in and make these boom for you too. By the end of this part of the program, you're going to be a true master in developing brand new $1 million ideas for a new business or for your current business. And like I said, you'll be able to do this every 60 seconds if you choose to, and you don't get too tired. It's a system. It's a template that you follow. And you know what? When you hear people, I hear it all the time, when you hear people complain that, hey, everything under the sun's been done, or there's just no more good ideas out there anymore, you're going to actually burst out laughing like I do, because while they see nothing, you see nothing but opportunities. There are only a handful of people on this planet who have the skill we're talking about, and you're going to be one of them. And it's going to earn you a fortune. Again, it has for me, and I'd like the honor to pass this rare gift on to you. Now, who's the program for? Who's the entire program for? Well, if you're in any business now, full-time or part-time, then $1 Million Business Secrets is a must, an absolute must. Why would you want to struggle forever? If you are in a personal service business, let me repeat that, a personal service business, a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, an accountant, a plumber, an electrician, a real estate agent, a massage therapist, a healer, a teacher, a coach, a consultant, or any other business where you personally must be there for the value to be delivered, or any situation where you get paid by the hour or for your time, $1 Million Business Secrets will be absolutely critical for you. Why? And please don't take this the wrong way. Please take this with the heart and spirit in which it comes to you, only to help you. Why will it be critical for you? Because for the most part, for most of you who are in a personal service business, you don't really own a business. You actually own a job. And you work for the world's worst boss in the world, yourself. And I actually feel sorry, compassionate for you, because you have set up your business to where you have to be there. And again, because your time is limited, your income is limited. One of my pleasures, one of my honors is that I'm going to show you exactly how to rearrange your business so you can not only become rich, but even more importantly, become free. Now, if you're not in business now whatsoever, but you would like to be in business one day or someday, $1 Million Business Secrets, again, is an absolute must. Have you heard the saying that, well, you shouldn't expect to make a profit for the first 3 years in business? I have 2 words to say to that. That's ridiculous. We will teach you how to start your business running instead of crawling, and how to make a fortune in your first month. You heard me right. Your first month, not years, 3 years. Are you kidding me? It's not even worth it. Why would anybody do that? By the way, if you're in a job now and you're not sure if you really want to own your own business, I can promise you this: everything you learn from this program is going to make you 100 times more valuable in your job, and it's going to bring you much faster and bigger promotions and bigger pay raises. Now, as best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki puts it, he says, if you're in business and you're not earning at least $250,000 a year net in your pocket, there's some things you don't know. Now, T.Harv Eker, I say it a little differently, and I say this: if you're not earning at least $1 million a year, you are wasting your precious time and life energy. The goal of $1 Million Business Secrets, that program, is for you to learn to earn a minimum $1 million a year. And again, for those who don't know me at all, I've been known to earn that amount in a single weekend. So I believe I might have something to share with you in this arena. Okay, so when and where is this program? The program's online and can be accessed as soon as you enroll. No travel costs, no hotel fees, no extra expenses. You can start as soon as we get off this call, and I would highly suggest you do.